You're listening to Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry on podcast at Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry. Visit our Instagram at one due north underscore LLC or our Facebook and Twitter at Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry. And remember to join us on the web at oneduenorth.com. That's the number one, duenorth.com. The show is in progress. If you don't mind bringing us up to speed with who you are, what it is you do, and why you chose to join us today.
My name is Ken Fehner. My company is the Social Glue, and glue is spelled Gloo. And I have been doing social media and email marketing for my clients now. I'm in my 9th year. This August, I'll be celebrating my 10th anniversary. And I made the change from traditional marketing about 12 years ago. And that was because things were changing. Google was becoming, actually, I used a service before Google AdWords, which Google ended up buying. And it was a pay-per-click system. And I realized that small businesses could now compete really one-on-one or even the playing field for small businesses to get their message out there. And with the advent of Facebook for Business and things like that, I saw the playing field being leveled for small businesses. And I wanted to get involved with that since I've always been an advocate of small business.
Okay. And when I talk with you, one of the things I know I don't have, so we're going to do the go around about being really transparent. I have never, and I've done most things wrong and been blessed enough to figure out how to get it right. I've never had a strong email campaign. That is one of your strengths. What would you suggest to small businesses, to individuals who have branded themselves and now they're trying to go take it to the next step? How can we properly set up an email and social media strategy that it'll be helpful to us? What can we do?
All right. I'll start with email. And what most people do wrong with email marketing is they think of their email as, I would just say, Gmail, Yahoo, Microsoft Office, using one of those systems to send their email out. And that is not email marketing. Email marketing is actually using a service like a Constant Contact, which I work with, or a MailChimp, or one of the other, half dozen services that are out there that actually lets you create email that is branded. And you work hard to build your business, and you should be at the same time working to build not only your business brand, but your personal brand. And when you're building that brand, you have certain colors, you've got your logo, you've got all of this. If you're trying to do just, email through Gmail, Gmail, you will usually limit you to about 50 emails at a time. And so I've got 6 batches of emails just to get my emails out. And, one of the things I always say about marketing is you're not marketing if you're not measuring. And so email marketing allows you to see who's opening your email and who's unsubscribing, who's not opening it, who maybe opened it, 2 or 3 times, so there's obviously some interest if somebody's opened one of your emails 2 or 3 times. So all this stuff you can track when you're using an email marketing service. And it's super important to do that. And most of them are very inexpensive to get started with. Constant Contact is, for your first 500 contacts, is $20 a month. And so it's really inexpensive to do. Facebook used to be, getting to social media, Facebook used to be free. And when I started doing it, I had great success with clients, just getting their message out there, building their likes online, and getting people to 10,000 likes. and all of that type of stuff. And it was a lot of fun. Now, Facebook, because they've got to show their stockholders and everything that they're making a profit, they're not showing your posts to very many people. If you get 1% nowadays, you're being lucky. So if you have 100 people, or if you had 1,000 people, let's say, 10 people are going to see your message. And that's just not, you might say, well, that's not worth it. Well, there is still a value there. If you're not going to pay to be on Facebook and to boost your messages and get your messages out, the value comes is you can't show every day on your website what your business does. If you get a testimonial letter, or you've got new products in, or whatever, you just can't be updating your website every day. But you can make a post about it on Facebook and then have links on your website, of course, that drive people to Facebook. Somebody lands on your website because they went through Google and they're trying to decide between you and another person, and they click on your social media and they land on your Facebook page and they see, oh, wow, they're carrying a new line of product just came in, or, they just got this great testimonial from a client, and they see all this up-to-date information. They're going to feel a lot more comfortable choosing someone who either doesn't have any social media, or maybe the last post they made was 2.5 years ago. So if you keep up with your social media, you can still be a winner, even though, because it's going to tell your day-to-day story, and not what I usually consider websites like a brochure. And it's kind of one and done. You print it and you kind of leave it there for a year or two, and then you make updates and that type of thing. But the social media lets you tell your story daily.
So, and I'm glad you did that. I think we are now using, and you can tell me, the website is becoming a landing page, and the social media is becoming the news. That's where you
Yes,
get your news. Is that the way you want to put that?
exactly. Exactly. That would be a great way to put it. And another thing that people, getting back to, I guess, switching back real quick to email marketing, a lot of people think of email marketing in the way, as little as 6 years ago, you would get an email from somebody and it would look like a newspaper. And that's where the term kind of newsletter came from. It might have 3 columns with some pictures on it and stuff like that. And it kind of looked like a newspaper. Nowadays, you need to design single column so that it lands on somebody's phone. They don't have to pinch and zoom. Most of these sites, like Constant Contact, they actually provide a beautiful format. I swear that the Constant Contact newsletters look better on a phone than they do on the computer. And most people now are opening their emails on a phone. But the
Yep.
other thing that most people miss out on when they send out a newsletter, they send out, maybe some latest stories about their business or something relative in their industry, and that's great. But you always need to include some type of call to action in your newsletter. And you can track those. You can see how many people clicked on that link to get that free PDF or whatever you're offering. That's super important, because that's going to help you gather more data and information.
Let's touch that call to action, because I want to make sure that every entrepreneur, everyone who's trying to drive traffic, understands what a call to action is. Can you explain that?
Sure. A call to action, first of all, it should be something enticing, something that somebody's going to want. You don't know how many times I work with somebody and they give me their remnants or something to try to use as a call to action because they want to get rid of it. And the reason they're stuck with it is because nobody wants it. And so don't make that your call to action. Make your call to action value. And it doesn't have to be something that costs you. It doesn't have to be a coupon for 50% off or a coupon for 20% off. It can be, something that they're going to perceive as value. It could be a great white paper. It can be something that's going to present you as an expert in your field.
Fif-
Um, you know,
15
it,
minutes of free coaching, or 15 minutes to speak with the coach, or try
yes,
out my new, as you said, my ebook. I know I've seen authors give 2 or 3 chapters away in their book. Um,
Exactly, exactly. That's a great way to do it, and especially some of the free coaching. Anytime someone signs up, with me, that's the first thing I say is you get at least 30 minutes with me if you sign up to do your newsletter. The other things that I do for people is I set them up a template. I help them get that first newsletter out the door. I try to give personal service because I know how I was, about 12 years ago when I first started doing email marketing. You don't know how many times I got free accounts on different email services, designed my email, and never sent them out. You know,
yes, I would.
and it
Well,
happens. People are afraid to hit that send button. What if I did something wrong?
and that was me. But here's the question. If you don't have an email campaign, you don't have anybody's email numbers, you don't even, everybody talks about, it's like they talk about networking, but no one really gets into the bones of networking except our good friend, Dr. Sinclair Gray, with the ABCs of networking. Um, how do you start an email campaign that you don't already have? You don't have anyone's email. How do you do that?
Well, one way is to start it. You should be. Most of us who are out there in the business world, we're networking all the time. And so, if you're going to networking events, please take your business card and exchange business cards at networking events, and let them know. Say, hey, I'm going to be starting a newsletter, and it's going to have this type of information, and I'm only going to send it out monthly. I'll never spam you, and you have an option to opt out. And you just tell them that, and you say, but you're going to get valuable information from me each month. Can I, use your email address that's on your card? And 9 times out of 10, I mean, I really have never had anyone say, oh, no way, I don't want any more emails.
So
Most
if
people are very courteous, and they'll say, sure, definitely. And I'll give you a quick example. I've been doing this for quite a while. I have about 600 people in my email list that I send to every single month. And a couple months ago, someone I talked to over 7 years ago actually did a presentation, and they were at the presentation, and I got their email address. They called me and wanted me to come because they saw in my newsletter I was doing something that they thought would help their marketing department. And they said, would you come speak to our marketing department? And I said, I would love to. And so I didn't know. I mean, that they had been receiving my email for 7 years. They never deleted it. They never got rid of it. They'd been reading it. And here they are 7 years later saying, will you come and talk to us?
Well, there we go. Now I can't ignore BB Burrow Bracket. You up there in the corner being real quiet. Do you have anything for this beautiful subject matter expert?
I
Might
think
have.
it's really, I think it was really good the information he gave because when you do not have the email list, I like the fact that you use the business card. But what if you don't have a business card? Then how do you get them on your email list?
You should
That's
have
my
a sign
question.
up on your a sign up on your website would be a good way to do it. Um, you know, I would say you really need to start if you're not meeting people and making connections, you really need to start doing that. It starts out slow. I have a guy that on his website, I have been collecting email addresses now for the past year, and I've almost got 100 email addresses for him now. And I'm going to talk to him about starting a newsletter campaign. It's taken about a year, but we've got people write in they need their car fixed, and he's an auto shop, and they write in with different car problems. And so I've been collecting those email addresses so that if he sends to them something, a monthly newsletter saying, hey, it's springtime, you need to think about, doing this and this and this with your car in the spring. Very simply, he could get people coming into his shop saying, yeah, I want that done. And it
Okay.
starts out small. It starts out small, but you can build on it.
Okay.
And
So a newsletter, what I'm understanding is that a newsletter, are you putting your products in the newsletter? Say, for instance, if I'm an author, I like the fact that you would give away a couple of maybe a chapter. So your
Right.
newsletter will be talking about your upcoming book or your book launch or what you've done, or maybe talk about steps into writing, how you wrote a certain
Right.
book, or okay,
It it can. You can do that. I tell you what, my newsletters, I don't write a single word. And you might find that hard to believe,
I was going to say, you
but
don't
you
write a single word?
know, I
Video?
curate all. No, well, I do use video sometimes, but I curate my newsletters. All right, I collect articles all month long. A lot of them I posted on Facebook. I put in Twitter. I've done different things with, and so I've collected those stories. And Constant Contact has a beautiful tool called Read More. And you basically drop this block on your newsletter. And I usually have one that's the large one, and then I have two kind of side by side articles. And I paste the link in there, and Constant Contact will go out, pull the picture, pull in the title of the story, and the first 3 or 4 lines of text, and then say read more.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I can literally build a newsletter in less than 5 minutes
And we're going to
because
stop you right there.
I curate my information. Yes.
We're going to stop you right there. And I want you to tell people how to get in touch with you, because a lot of us need that. That would be key to changing the trajectory of our business. But we're going to have to invest in ourselves to get there. How can people invest in themselves, get to you so you can help them make a difference in their bank account? How can they reach you?
They can go to my website, and it's just the social glue, and glue is GLOO.com. And they will see on there that they can sign up for Constant Contact. The link there actually takes them to where they can get a 60-day free trial. So you can try it for 60 days. And, you'll be able to experiment it, play with it, see how easy and quickly they can build it. Then they can call me. My phone number is on the site. I don't try to hide anything. They can call me, or they can email me and ask me for help. I'd be glad to help them.
It's just that simple. So guys, all you got to do is go to the website, get that glue, that GLOO glue, and make a difference in your business. Gotta if you got to put yourself into it, you might as well put all of yourself into it, which means investing in a coach, investing in someone who can help you get to that next level. And I've learned some stuff today, i.e., I need some help in that marketing department so that we can get it out. Well, guys, you've been listening to Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry. I want to thank you for joining us under duress. And I want everybody to remember how important it is to continue to use this time, not to complain, not to get aggravated or frustrated, but this is the time to do these things. Build your branding. We're coming out of there. We're going to come out of this mess, and you might as well come out with some tools. You've learned how to brand yourself. Go deeper into that. Look into it, study it, research it. And then let's figure out how to do the strategy of marketing and what you need, i.e. the email campaign, the newsletters, these kind of things, and getting connected with the right people on LinkedIn. Ken, if they want to get with you on LinkedIn, tell them how to do that, please.
They can just look up Ken Fehner, Ken, or Ken, and then Fehner, or they can just look up Fehner. I don't think there's hardly any Fehners on LinkedIn. So Fehner.
Well, and I would highly recommend you come out of some of the other sites that aren't giving you information. Ken, one of the things you actually did, and I was trying to find where they saved my stuff in LinkedIn, because it was an article you had put out that just really kind of got all of my attention in terms of email marketing, and it was from someone else who had wrote it, but you shared it a few years ago, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And it got my attention just the other day. So I like the idea of letting what was it, Constant Contact, do that. And I
Right.
know
I collect those types of stories, and then I use them later. And I give credit to the people who wrote them. I don't hide anything. But people see me as the expert because I'm sharing valuable information with them on a regular basis.
and and a lot of that is what you do now, where you come on sites like this and you talk about it. And I know you were with, again, my good friend Sinclair Gray, who I think you spoke down in Atlanta, at
I
his
did. Last Tuesday, I spoke with him. It was a crazy kind of week. Last week, I spoke with him, and I spoke with another gentleman on a webinar on Monday. So it's one of those things just keeps you busy.
well, it keeps you in high demand. And I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for someone to help you with your marketing strategy, to help you with your email campaign, you might as well go to the guru and thesocialglue.com. Kim, we want to thank you again. I want to thank all my
Thank
guests.
you.
Cher Jones came in and she really did her thing. And then we had Dr. Luther Virgil talking about the coronavirus. And guys, these are some difficult times. We are in some stuff none of us in our lifetime have ever seen, but that's why they call it forging forward. We get to forge forward with one another. And when we come out of this, today we've tried to share some thoughts and ideas from experts in this. And come back and join us next week. It looks like we're going to be doing the same thing on Facebook Live on Success in the Evening with Coach Ricky Terry on Facebook Live. We're going to open up the Zoom meeting to more people. You won't be able to get your cute face in, but you'll be able to get your questions in, and we're going to open it up a little bit more because today, as we set this up and had some difficulties, we learned a lot more. Ken, again, I want to thank you. And if there's ever anything Success in the Evening can do for you or your company, this is a platform we want you to come back on because you came on without any hesitation. Actually, we've scheduled this a couple of times. So thank you very much again, Ken, to my flight crew. Thank you for hanging in there with us. And before we leave, don't forget, consistently hold it up, Brother DePaul. You know, wash your hands, sanitize your hands, make sure you get your doorknobs and everything. And let's not forget that behind all of this, there is an exit, okay? Behind all of this, there will be an exit door. Stay patient, stay calm, and until I see you again, my name is Coach Ricky Terry, wishing you Godspeed.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.